Hello, fellow Bitcoiners slash crypto enthusiasts slash giving it to the man, going against the grain, doing something a bit unconventional. That's the way. Anyway, thank you for joining me for another one of my videos, and happy Monday to you. Hope you had a cracking weekend. I haven't spoken to you since Friday, and because of that, it's worth checking in on the weekly closure. Of course, it's the beginning of the month too, so a very quick look at the monthly. But as you can see, it doesn't load too well with the Bollinger Bands just because of the scale. However, what a nice bullish monthly candle. And well, not that, excuse me, I've still got a bit of a cough. Not that looking back in history is a valid reflection of your future, which clearly nobody knows. But, bullish closures like that, they don't come along too often. But generally, when they do, it's a, excuse me, it's a signal for more upside, particularly when there's an uptrend within that time frame. So, you can see for yourself. So yeah, bit of a, not even that much, but slightly negative opener for this month. And we'll jump down to lower time frames now to see what may occur for the rest of this week and month. So this is back down to the weekly, and you can see, pardon me as I rudely itch my nose, the momentum will remain to the upside as long as Bitcoin's closing weekly timeframes back above 85,600, which it's quite a way away from at the moment. That it's $10,000 away from the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, which ultimately, if Bitcoin was to close a weekly below the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, wow, that to me would suggest bull run at least on pause, but probably more like that's it, we're done for this time, guys. But you can see it's a long way from where price action is, and in fact, it's coming in around 70,000. So, technically, Bitcoin could pull back all the way down to there. If it closed a weekly below that, mind you, that wouldn't look so good. And I'm going to be annoying and ask myself a question and answer it. Do I think that's likely? No, not really. So yeah, nice weekly uptrend, momentum to the upside, all looking good. Volatility slightly cooling off, but still likely to expand more to the upside. The daily time frame you can see is nicely cooling off. So you can see as of here, volatility expansion remains above the midpoint of the Bollinger Band. And then in the last, really week, week or so, price has basically been going sideways within a range between 90,000, give or take. And that's right, 100,000. So there's a bit of a $10,000 range. You'll be able to see on the 4 hour. I can be a bit more specific with that though. The Bollinger Bands on the daily have narrowed in quite nicely. That's kind of what you want to see before the next volatile move. And I'll give you an example over here. So pretty much from 27, right? The volatile daily move, volatility cools off, price doesn't break down, particularly below the midpoint of the Bollinger Band. Volatility then picks up again with an upside move. Then there's sideways price action, narrow Bollinger Band, so decline volatility. There was then a bit of volatility to the downside, but it didn't break this support resistance line. And then the move to the upside that set in this 6-month range, which, probably frustrated everyone. Thank goodness it's been broken. So daily looks good, particularly as long as Bitcoin doesn't close. Daily's back below about 94. I would suggest that the support resistance level on the daily is 90. Okay, just check in on momentum. So you can see MACD is indeed cooling off and will remain red. So even my momentum, or the way I use MACD, when it crosses above or below the zero line, it crossed above the zero line back over here. And in my opinion, momentum has then been to the upside, which you can see by the trend, and also the MACD is been above the zero line. It's had occasions where it's cooled off, and this is another occasion. So that in line with a reduced volatility, is Bitcoin getting some energy for another upside move, in my opinion, but that will be negated. Excuse me. Daily closure back below 94, and then likely consolidation with a potential support resistance coming around 90. So we'll see. Needs to get back above 100,000 to turn the screen at the moment. Okay, 4 hour. So the 4 hour, you can see it's basically been sideways since Bitcoin went on to graze 100,000. Yeah, there's a bit of a pullback, basically to 90. It's bounced from there, and it's very much going sideways. You can see how narrow these Bollinger Bands are, and quite kindly, Bitcoin has set up a range on the 4 hour between 94.5 and indeed 98.5. So $4,000 range. Therefore, closures back above, well, initially 98 is likely to see volatility pick up back to the upside. However, the price is below the midpoint of the Bollinger Band, which is coming in at 96.5. So Bitcoin needs to reclaim that first on a 4 hour time frame if the next trending move with volatility expansion is going to be to the upside. If volatility expands to the downside, which it hasn't really yet on this 4 hour time frame, then because price action is below the midpoint at the moment, and which again I'll remind you at the moment is around 96.5, then if volatility did expand on this 4 hour time frame, it's likely the move will be to the downside. And we'll come back to it. The MACD is hovering around the zero line, and 95.5 is the price at which it will close back below the zero line and shift momentum to the downside. So $500 away from that at the moment. So yeah, Bitcoin, in my humble opinion, needs to close back above 96.5 for the consolidation to be nothing more than that. All right, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like and subscribe. Join me tomorrow for Tuesday. We'll see what's happened overnight. Take care. See you tomorrow.